Let's talk about getting your kids into gaming. Over the years, I've talked a lot about gaming with my kids, that I've done this from the outset when they got old enough. My son, we started on the original NES. We started with that because there are a lot of kid-friendly games on there, and games that you can play together with two controllers playing. So I set that up. We would spend hours on end gaming, having fun, having a blast, and really getting him into gaming. Once he got old enough, I built him his own gaming PC. He continued to game that way. We'd play games that we could get on and play together, and we had a lot of fun again, playing as a family. Along came my youngest, and once she got old enough, I did the same thing. I built her a gaming PC. Now, when she got old enough, about this time, Minecraft had started to come out, and she showed an interest in playing that, and so did my son. They liked the idea of building and stuff, so I actually built a server and put it in my house so that we could host games, play on our local network as a family, build and have fun, not worry about griefing, not worry about dealing with people being jackasses, because that happens on these servers. And we had a great time, again, playing together. And we even got the wife involved a little bit doing this. She would get on her laptop and play. To be truthful, the wife never has been a gamer or shown a massive interest in it. But she did that. The one thing that we all did as a family was when the Wii came out, and there were fun games like bowling, tennis. The wife really enjoyed getting out there, being active, playing those games in the big family room on the big TV where we'd hook it up, and it was awesome. Now, the one thing I always made sure of was that games were not being used as a substitute as a babysitter for our kids. I never went out and bought a console and sat them down in front of that and said, here, do this. I don't want to be bothered with you. For our family, gaming was a family thing. Gaming was always a family thing for me. And I never wanted gaming to be a substitute for a babysitter or a way for me to say, I don't want to spend time with you, so here, go do this. Or I don't have time for you, go do this. I always felt that's a bad parent that does that type of thing. Instead of wanting to spend time with your kids, you could buy them a game so you can go do your own thing. That's kind of selfish, and you probably shouldn't be a parent if that's your goal with getting your kids into gaming. Now, I'm going to say, along with gaming, we always had a lot of other activities that we did together as a family. I've also talked about, I played a lot of ice hockey. I did a lot of other things. And my kids, when they got old enough, they saw me playing ice hockey. They wanted to play. I taught them how to skate. I taught them how to stick handle. They both wanted to be goalies because I played as a goalie forever, even though I would play defenseman on some teams. So they got into that. I taught them how to goaltend. And I even coached them on their teams. So, again, athletics was a family thing. And I always felt that doing things other than just gaming was healthy. So it got them out, got them active. They learned to play a sport. They learned the value of sportsmanship. These are things that are important for your kids as well. And as a parent, you should probably be trying to do these types of things or getting your kids into these types of things if you're not athletic or not athletically inclined. And let's face it, if you give your kids the right mindset, other than just teaching them sportsmanship, it does teach them to appreciate the ability of others, to respect that, and to understand that it takes a team to do a lot of things. Instead of raising your kid to just worry about sitting in front of a screen, playing a game, and be solely worried about themselves, it teaches them to cooperate and work with others. So that's a good thing. Along with gaming and other activities, I encourage them to do other things that will make them a well-rounded individual. My son wanted to play a musical instrument. I said, which one? He said, violin. We spent years with him learning violin. It made him a more well-rounded individual. My daughter loves reading. In fact, both kids do. And to this day, it's kind of amusing because of their love of books. they've learned that a book is a richer experience than sitting down watching a bastardized version of a book. Like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, they were good movies, but the books were awesome. And the kids will even sit there and say, that was okay, I'd rather read the book. Now, the other thing that the kids really wanted to get into, and we did as a family, I have been a tabletop gamer forever. And both kids would see that kind of stuff out there because I have my collection of books and games. My son came to me early on, wanted to play D&D. So we went and started playing at our local store in organized events. As my daughter, once she got old enough where she could go and do that and, not fidget or, not really be interested, she started playing as well. Both kids evolved where they wanted to actually run tables. It became a weekly event where we would go and play tabletop games, RPGs like Dungeons & Dragons. We moved into other games like Pathfinder, Fate, GURPS, a lot of games that everybody enjoyed playing, and we did it as a family. Now, along with RPG gaming, they really got interested in painting miniatures. This became another hobby that we could all enjoy, get engrossed in, learn new techniques, share the techniques that we learned, paint miniatures, have a good time. For my daughter, it became something where people would come to her and ask her to paint miniatures. So she made money by doing that. It's been a great experience for them. All along, even though I've been a gamer my whole life, I have encouraged them to go and look into other things rather than just spending all their time staring at a screen. I always understood it wasn't healthy for a child to just sit there in a chair, staring at a screen, playing games every waking hour. They should be out and about. They should be making friends, learning how to interact with other people outside of just a school environment, because that is a totally different environment than what they're going to be in when they're actually dealing with other people. And they've got to learn how to interact with people in other situations that perhaps don't have a chaperone, like a teacher or something like that. Now, doing other things like sports where you have to play with and compete with other people, I wanted them to do that because it also teaches them how to respect the abilities of others and to have humility, because there are going to be other people that have more talent than you do and more ability. And there's nothing you can do about that. And all of these things are things that I really feel as a parent that you should be doing for your children. And this is not something where you're doing it because you hope they're going to go out and become a pro or something like that. This is to give them life experience so that they learn how to interact with others, how to recognize the abilities of others, how to have humility so that they don't get angry and act out if they lose. They learn how to appreciate the fact that, yeah, we were beaten or we lost because they were better than we were. Maybe they'll learn that maybe I have to work harder. Maybe I have to do this or something else to be able to overcome that adversary or that opponent. Let's put it as opponent because adversary is negative, but how to overcome that opponent in the future. And it gives them something that's an additional drive. And let's face it, sitting there worrying about trophies on a game, beating some unknown individual on the other side, that's not the same as actually interacting and competing with other people. And this is all part of a healthy development for your kids. Gaming is a great hobby when not done to extremes. Gaming shouldn't be the be-all and end-all of your kid's existence, or yours for that matter. As a parent, it's your responsibility to teach your kids the fact that gaming is not going to be the most important factor in their lives, and it shouldn't be. So if you want to get your kids into gaming, great. Just do it for the right reasons. Do it because you want to do it as a family, not because you want to have something that if you don't want to be bothered with them, you can throw them in front of the TV and leave them for hours on end without having to actually, be a parent. You need to learn to have fun spending time with them. You need to make time for them. I know as a parent, it's really easy to get wrapped up in work, in family drama, all this kind of stuff, and forget about your kids. But that's something you should never do. And you shouldn't use a box to act as your babysitter for your kids so that you can do other things. That's let's face it, if you want to worry about doing nothing but your own thing, going off and doing it, just don't have fucking kids. That's being selfish. And the most important thing is, if you do all of this stuff, never bother to game with them, have them participate in other activities, participate with them, make that a part of your life, make them a part of your life. You're probably going to grow, as you grow old, you're going to regret having missed experiencing your kids' childhood with them. And that's something you should never let happen. Anyway, that's it for this one. Like I said, if you want to get your kids into gaming, great. Do it for the right reasons. Actually do it as a family. And remember to teach your kids that gaming is not the be-all and end-all of existence. It's another aspect in their life that they should be able to enjoy while also enjoying a multitude of other things. Now, if you do game with your kids, make sure to comment down below. Let me know how you got your kids into gaming and what games you really like to play and how you've gone about making it a family event and a family thing. If you like the content, be sure to like and subscribe down below and hit that bell to get notifications when new content does come available. Have an awesome day, and we'll catch you next time.